Hi Virgo, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages of the cards that come out in today's reading for you. Thank you so much for joining me and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through with the cards that come out in today's reading for you. So the first card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. We have some earth sign energy with this. You could be dealing with another Virgo or a Taurus or even a Capricorn. And we've got the Eight of Wands. And we have the Page of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups showing up at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like things being at the initial phases. I do feel like there is a strong sense of connection, but it does feel like things kind of being in a space where it's like they're still new or the feelings are still budding. I do feel like with the Page of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like feelings being online and being present, and also a lot of admiration and even a lot of almost kind of a feeling of having infatuation and the situation, feeling quite light-hearted, but also being one that is actually engaging someone's emotions and their feelings being stirred in the connection. But with the Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, it does feel like a slow progression to things. It feels slow and steady. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, though, it does feel like kind of being committed to the process, even if it is moving quite slowly. I do feel like there is also a reason for things to be moving at a slow pace. There's a desire for something long-term and also taking very seriously the connection. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, when it comes to the person who you are dealing with, I do feel like this person is someone who likes to take their time. They move at a slow pace, but I do feel like this person is someone who, when they are set on things, they are all in. It's like they're committed to seeing things through. And I do feel like with this Eight of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like communication being something that is quite expressive. It feels like a lot of communication or even a lot of messages coming in or being exchanged and back and forth. But with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, it does feel like a pretty serious outlook on things. And I do get that with this Page of Pentacles showing up over here. It feels like a lot of optimism for the future of this connection, and also being in a space where there's a readiness to be able to show for this connection in a way that makes it go the distance. I do feel like, though, this Page of Pentacles, this does feel like a pretty initial energy. It feels like things being still quite young, being quite new, and it does feel like actually a pretty promising start to things as well. It does also feel like having and building a foundation that is one to last. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Queen of Wands and we have the Chariot. And with the Chariot, we do have some Cancer energy. Could be dealing with a Cancer. And we have the Ten of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. So with the Six of Pentacles showing up at the bottom of the deck, this feels like it's pretty supportive energy. It feels like having a pretty balanced connection as far as the connection between two people who are regarding each other as equals. It does feel like a pretty fair connection as well. I do get that with this Six of Pentacles showing up over here. This also feels like a nice flow in the giving and taking between two people, and that kind of being also a strong basis for why this connection is working. I do feel like it's a balanced connection. And with the Six of Pentacles showing up over here, this also feels like a genuinely generous energy between the two of you. I do get that with the Queen of Wands showing up over here. This does also feel like an energy of when it comes to the person you're dealing with, I do feel like this person is someone who's quite confident. This person is someone who even has a very charismatic energy to them that's very attractive. I do feel like this person also being someone who has a lot of people around them, or maybe somebody who has a lot of friends or a lot of colleagues, but it feels like there's something very magnetic about their personality. And do you feel like this person is genuine? Feels like they have a very warm aura to them. But with the Chariot card showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of forward movement in your connection. And do get that in the communication, there could be a lot of talks about the future, and also a lot of talking about plans for the future. And I do get that with the Chariot card showing up over here, this also feels like forward movement on a lot of those plans and a lot of things that are being said and being offered. I do get that with this 10 of Cups showing up over here. This does feel like also a very intentional energy towards having a connection that's long term, that's long lasting. And I do feel like with the 10 of Cups showing up over here, feels like actually having a connection and a bond that is rooted in something very real, something that is going to be something that is also contributing to what's making the connection last. Feels like you having emotionally a strong connection and even a strong sense of harmony in your emotional connection, being on the same page. With the 10 of Cups showing up over here, this also feels like you're having a lot in common with this person as well. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the honeymoon card, and we also have trust. And we have getting to know each other. So with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to have a connection that is not only one that is committed and one that also is quite compatible. I do also feel like it is one that is enjoyable, and being able to have fun experiences in this connection as well. And everything's not just serious. But with this honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of actually making plans for the future. And it does also feel like that also having to do with upcoming traveling happening. But I do get that with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like being able to really enjoy in where things are at in this connection. And with the trust card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of also being in a space where when it comes to your connection, this also feels like kind of really trusting the process, especially with this Knight of Pentacles showing up over here. It's like being able to take your time in this connection. Also, this person being someone who likes to take their time. With this trust card showing up over here, it does feel like it's also kind of testing your trust in this connection, and your trust also strengthening. I do feel like with the getting to know each other card showing up over here, this does feel like your bond kind of deepening when it comes to being able to spend more time and also to have conversations that do go deeper. With the getting to know each other card showing up over here, it does feel like the connection being one where there could have been a lot of chemistry initially, but I do feel like with getting to know each other, it does feel like there's something more beyond just chemistry. It does go deeper than that when it comes to the compatibility between the two of you. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Virgo. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Virgo.